The woman gently loosened her collar. 10 fountain-like streams suddenly burst from her body, raining down on the 10 children gathered below the city wall. She was the deer maiden, a girl born from a white doe. She and her mother had lived deep in the forest for years, keeping company with moonlight and drinking from clear springs. Until one day the Flame King rode into the woods on a hunt. He was captivated by the deer maiden's beautiful dance, and brought her back to the palace and made her queen. Not long after, the deer maiden conceived in a dream. The king was overjoyed, waiting eagerly for the child to be born. But on the day of delivery, she didn't give birth to a baby. She gave birth to a lotus. The palace erupted. The ministers rushed to warn the king. The deer maiden was something unnatural, and if he didn't depose her, the nation would face disaster. In the end, the king wavered. He ordered the deer maiden imprisoned, and had the lotus thrown into the river, left to drift away and die. But no one expected the lotus not to wither. It floated downstream to the border of the Shia kingdom, where river patrol soldiers found it. From inside the petals came a baby's cry, and the soldiers, terrified, hurried to present the lotus to the king of Shia. The king was about to examine it closely when the lotus suddenly opened, revealing 10 baby boys inside. He was so shocked he couldn't speak. Convinced this was a gift from heaven, he adopted them and raised them with great care. Even stranger, overnight the 10 babies grew into 7 or 8-year-old boys. Each had a special power. One could split stone with a palm, one could stomp the ground and bring up an underground spring, and one had such strength he could carry huge logs. Meanwhile, the deer maiden was heartbroken. She summoned her mother, escaped the palace, and followed the river day after day. She knew this much: wherever the lotus drifted, her children would be there. At last, she reached the walls of Shia. She recognized them instantly. But the boys didn't recognize her at all. With no other choice, the deer maiden flew up onto the city wall and opened her robe. A lotus appeared over her chest, and her milk turned into sweet dew, showering down into the boys' mouths. Only then did they finally believe. She truly was their mother. From that day on, the deer maiden and the 10 sons stayed in Shia, becoming the guardians of the kingdom.